What's up guys, this is Trypal, and yes, today I am finally bringing you the highly anticipated 10 types of players in Star Wars Battlefront 2 Part 2. If you don't know, I uploaded a part 1 version of this video about a month ago, which I promised I'd make a part 2 of if people really wanted it, as after making that one, I realized that there are plenty more than just 10 types of players in this game. As of today, that video has gotten an insane amount of support from you guys, sitting at an astonishing 280,000 views with a solid like to dislike ratio. I want to take this time to give a huge thank you to everyone's positive feedback, and also give those who haven't watched that video a chance to do so before watching this one, as it would likely be better for the sake of enjoyment. So if you haven't seen that video yet, there should be a pop-up on your screen right now that will take you directly to it. There is also a link at the top of the description if you would rather wait until after watching this one. Be cautious though not to call me out for missing a player until you have watched both parts, as there is a good chance the player you are thinking of could be in one of them. If it's not, then by all means light me up in either comment section. Lastly, if you enjoyed today's video, then a like would be much appreciated, as it really helps out the channel and lets me know that you want to see more content like this. Now that the insanely long intro is out of the way, sit back and enjoy the video. As a disclaimer, this video uses satire to enhance your experience and is only included for the purpose of making you laugh. Please don't take anything I say seriously or personal, as I make a lot of jokes that imply my opinion on a subject is one thing, when in reality it is another. Furthermore, the footage on your screen is gameplay staged in order to loosely resemble what I am discussing verbally. Also, I encourage you to play the game how you want to. This video uses sarcasm, so don't get butthurt. With that established, here we go.
Number 10.
The Party Poopin' Vanguard Pros. If you and your entire squad are randomly getting shot in the back time after time again, then you likely have a Party Poopin' Vanguard Pro on the enemy team. Now, I don't mean to scare you, but if you see this player running at you, prepare yourself for a beating that will make you wish you were thrown into a pit with a Rancor instead. Actually, I take that one back. But nonetheless, this player is an absolute monster, and your best chance of survival is to hope that during the showdown, you will remember to search your feelings for the familiar phrase, stop, drop, and roll. This action can slow the time it will take for the Vanguard Pro to beat up on you, but in the end, he will sit you down eventually, so heck, you might just want to look the other way, hold still, and close your eyes as he does his bidding on you. Now, as I addressed earlier, this player won't always charge in head-on to obliterate your team. In fact, he mostly spends his time running around the entire map doing a ginormous flank, which ends in him miraculously showing up right behind you and your squad before he effortlessly takes you all out one by one as if he is casually playing a game of Duck Hunt. But that's not the worst of it. These are the guys that dream of becoming MLG and love their Vanguard shotguns so much that they make montages out of their clips. I definitely don't have anything like that on my channel. I mean, that's just straight blasphemy, right? Alright, look, it's fun, okay? I said it. It's cheap, but it's fun. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Number 9.
The Big Bad Sentry Spammer. Now, this player really needs no explanation. It's pretty easy to tell who the Big Bad Sentry Spammer is when you have a teammate who's just spraying down heavy fire from across the map at a doorway with no one even there. Nonetheless, this heavy wannabe should be pretty fun to cover. I'm just gonna say this right now, if you use the supercharged sentry to snipe out targets, then there has to be something seriously wrong with you. Okay, there is something called a sniper rifle or a rocket launcher that will easily take out opponents at a distance within a matter of seconds. Nonetheless, this guy prefers to walk at the pace of Yoda with a stick as he sprays at a doorway with his Big Bad supercharged sentry. Not to mention, upon lining up the battlefield with something to this degree, the supercharged sentry user becomes a huge target for the enemy team, and because of how slow he becomes while wielding this weapon of mass destruction, all it takes is a few moments before he's defeated by a simple man with an A280. Now, if we are really going to understand this type of player, we have to address why he likes the sentry so much. That answer is quite simple. He binge-watched that one Clone Wars episode where the Clone Trooper Heavy is an absolute legend, sacrificing himself for the greater good, with none other than the supercharged sentry in his hands. In short, this player feels like an outright beast when he uses it, and rightfully so. There has been plenty of legends who demonstrate just how awesome you can look when you're holding something similar to that of the supercharged sentry. Heck, even I can admit I felt pretty darn good after mowing down a few people with this weapon for the very first time, but this is where we need to hastily draw a line in the sand.
I don't like sand.
If you use the supercharged sentry sparingly, then bravo. There is a time and place to use it. However, the way you know you are officially a Big Bad supercharged sentry spammer is when you rely on it for every single situation you get into. Clearing a room, supercharged sentry. Clearing a hallway, supercharged sentry. Sniping across the map, supercharged sentry. Spawning, supercharged sentry. I think you guys get the point. Now, I suppose I would be doing you all a disservice if I didn't cover the arguably more competent variant of this player that opts for the explosive sentry. Typically, most heavy class users stumble across this variant by accident as they find the card with the word explosive in the name, think it sounds cool, and pops it on. This, however, is bad news for the rest of us normal players. The explosive sentry is far more precise and deals much more damage upon every impact. Both variants, however, pretty much take negative skill to use and basically melt heroes in 0.5 seconds. Seriously, if Heavy would have had the sentry of this game, he would have single-handedly taken out the entire squad that was in the base and then be able to move outside and start shooting at the big droid ship just for bragging rights. But I mean, I can't complain how he went out in canon. It hits the field, so it's pretty cool too.
Do we take prisoners?
I don't.
Number 8.
The Bullet Buster. Do you ever find yourself finally saving up enough battle points to spawn in as the rocket trooper? You do so, go to line up for a shot that will make Luke blowing up the Death Star look like a breeze, see your window of opportunity, but just as you decide to pull a trigger, a random blueberry pops up out of nowhere, getting in your way, causing you to blow yourself up, and in turn you get a little trigger, snap your disc, and decide to load up the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 for a 12-hour grind of galactic conquest. You OG fans know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, what you have just witnessed is the artwork of the Bullet Buster. This is the guy that doesn't pay attention to where he is walking whatsoever and inevitably blocks your bullets from reaching your opponents. To top it off, this dude typically has aiming skills that give the delicious noob a run for their money and likewise look like a headless chicken running around the battlefield. From a third-party perspective, I gotta say, these creatures are quite enjoyable to observe from a distance. However, if you happen to be the poor soul directly behind the Bullet Buster, well then, you have my sincerest condolences. In fact, I happen to have a recording of when this happened to my friend that I kept handy for strictly educational purposes. I think today is the perfect opportunity to share this one with you guys.
Oh, come on! Really? Get out of my way! Every game, you can't go a single game without a stupid bullet sponge.
I'm gonna block your bullets! I'm gonna block your bullets! So then you get killed, I get killed, we let the enemy win the game!
Go back to arcade mode so you can actually get a kill for once!
They're saying them directly to you, that's a whole other level of harassment.
Number 7.
The Trap Fanatic. Unlike this player's cousin, the Turret Spammer, whose sole loyalties lie with his turret, the Trap Fanatic embraces anything and everything that can deal damage to his opponents that's not actually himself. This player believes he is an absolute mastermind with his cute little trip mines, and I suppose this is true. That is, unless Admiral Akbar is on the enemy team, in which case this player is going to have a very rude awakening when his cover is completely blown.
It's a trap!
Now here at the Tripal YouTube channel, we like to keep things as real as possible, so me and my teammate somehow managed to come across one of these legends in an actual match, and observe his actions from a seemingly safe distance. As you can see, the wild Trap Fanatic has strategically placed his detonator at the right doorway, and his turret at the left doorway. He has now positioned himself in a cozy corner where he waits like a hawk, ready to pounce on his prey. Seriously, look at that form. This dude looks more ready than Anakin was to hook up with Padme. For real, this Master of Love was making moves since age 9, my boy.
Are you an angel? What?
Anyway, I unfortunately became this creature's bait out of nowhere, so I had to record the rest of this segment with my face in the sand.
I don't like sand.
Oh, we know, Anakin. We know.
Number 6.
The Gracious AFK. Now, no multiplayer is complete, of course, without the addition of the AFK Guy. This is the player that we all see in Heroes vs. Villains spinning in circles because he is away from the keyboard, controller, or whatever. Quite frankly, he is a burden to the gaming community, and the sad part is, he's completely aware of it. When playing on console, this guy deliberately gets a rubber band to pull his thumbsticks together so that he can farm XP and credits while he simultaneously goes and does something productive with his life, such as watching the most intelligent humans to ever exist on YouTube, Logan and Jake Paul. What? But hey, great minds think alike, right? But besides this, I do want to address that causing your team to lose is not always this player's intentions. In fact, if he's not spinning in circles, then it's more than likely that this dude is not filling the role of Gracious AFK by choice. Rather, something external to the game is causing him to unwillingly commit this act. And in this case, you can't morally blame the guy. I mean, trust me, I know firsthand the dangers of staying up because I started a match 2 minutes before bedtime. Mom bust open the door, do the dishes, do the trash, pick up the dog poop, clean up the bathroom. Let's just put it this way, it's not a pretty pour. Kids, take this as a life lesson. Parents know what's best for you, so the least you can do is do your chores before you hermit up like Luke on an island and commence your gaming session. Anyways, my point is that we as the AFK's teammates don't always know what is going on his end of the screen. So don't jump the gun with a false assumption and get your head cut off because of your overconfident ego.
Number 5.
The Aerial Battle Point Farmer. So unlike the inconsiderate AFK farming credits and XP like a scumbag, the Aerial Battle Point Farmer strategically collects a mega load of XP and credits indirectly with his methods like a true champion. This dude cheats the system to work in his favor by farming battle points in the sky, ultimately sprinkling some salt down on his allies after he suicides to spawn in with a hero after 3 minutes of the match starting. Now I know you have all been in this situation. You're going in, right? Lighting up the kill feed. You have so many eliminations that the game is about to break. Or perhaps that's just bad connection to the servers. Nah, that can't be it. Anyway, the point is you have actually worked for your place at the top of the leaderboard. However, upon checking your stats, you realize that someone with minimal eliminations has a much higher score than you. How, you might be asking? Well, my good sir, what this player is doing takes a mass amount of skill, so brace your ears. He spawns in a starfighter and kills opposing AI starfighters. I know, this guy has courage. What better way to get objective points when you're not playing the objective at all? The sad part is that EA reduced the amount of points you can gain by doing this, but these people don't care. They would prefer to get battle points in the sky, where they are nice and cozy in their little cockpit while everyone else is going through the stress of actually playing the objective on the ground. But hey, go ahead man, have fun. I'm sure your role model Poe Lamerin will be very proud of you.
Number 4.
The Vehicle Veteran. When this player shows up, prepare yourself for a disturbance in the force, or in this case, a disturbance in the kill feed that will leave you thinking, man, why did I just spend all my crafting parts upgrading a hero? This dude spent all his scrap on vehicles, and now he's going to be number 1 on the leaderboard without having to spawn in a hero at all. Well, that's an excellent observation. However, it should be noted that this player often only uses his vehicle to get enough battle points to spawn in as a hero, and then push himself to a 100+ elimination game. In fact, I'd even say that probably 90% of the players who spawn in vehicles usually do so with the intent of gaining quick access to battle points early game. However, what is largely overlooked is that sometimes this player spawns in vehicles just for the sake of racking up eliminations faster than everybody else. The hardcore vehicle vets, as the saying goes, will even go down with their ship as they want to get the most bang for their buck out of these vehicles. With all their cards at purple epic level status, this player is near untouchable and completely obliterates enemy players. On the Galactic Assault map Crate, for instance, you'll see someone all the time in the ATST during the first stage just completely dominating the enemy team. This is the same scenario with the AAT on Naboo and Kashyyyk. In all, once the vehicle vet gets going on a streak, there's no stopping him. In fact, there's probably a better chance of #Raylo happening in episode 9 than you being able to take out a vehicle vet once he gets rolling.
Number 3.
The Blur Giller. Ha, get it? Burglar plus Blur Giller, because he robs you of all your kill streaks every single game. Alright, I know this one is as cheesy as this game's campaign, and perhaps as cringy as Finn and Rose in The Last Jedi. Really, Disney? But you cannot tell me that this guy's not one-shot you while you're on a massive kill streak. It's happened to everybody. You're walking around mowing people down as you normally do. You turn a corner and, oh, what's this? Say goodbye to your kill streak.
Bye-bye.
Just like that, your tryhard sweat streak is completely reset by that one guy with a blurg. Seriously, I don't think I've gone one match without being killed by this weapon. It's just a necessity for these people, it seems. Now me, I don't play as the officer class, but after being killed by this thing so many times, I had to spawn this thing in for myself. And man, let me just say, I have never felt so cheap in my life. First off, I unlocked reduced recoil, and I immediately got like 5 dudes back to back. I thought that was bad enough, and then I unlocked improved burst, which makes this 2-burst weapon into a 4-burst weapon, and legit, I felt like I spawned in as a hero. First game with it, I one-shot some poor clone in the back, and then proceeded to easily get more kills after that. If you're struggling to find a weapon that gets you kills, then fear not, my delicious noob, and search no further, because apparently a one-shot pistol for a basic trooper is a-okay. Luckily, the design director at EA DICE has recently said the Blurg will be receiving a nerf in the coming future, which means they realize this weapon is about as balanced as the reviews of The Last Jedi, aka it's not balanced at all.
Number 2.
The Entitled Enforcer. Make room for the rookie, I mean Wookie, because this is the guy that cannot spawn in as one of the 4 basic trooper classes after he has enough battle points to buy an enforcer. What about the aerial class, Tripal? Aerial class is cool and all, but this player knows that they are child's play compared to the damage that can be dealt by the Wookie Warrior, Death Trooper, Flamethrower, and B2 Super Battle Droid. When this dude buys it, he means it. He will not die until he has enough battle points to spawn himself in yet another variant of the Enforcer. Now most of the time, the player who uses the Enforcer turn into hero hoggers when they play Galactic Assault, so the main game mode you will truly see these people shine in is Blast. Countless times I will be going on a 20-something kill streak as the assault class before I am one-shot by a tanked up Wookiee. And if you somehow manage to stay alive after the Wookiee Armada spawns in and perhaps even kill a few of these people, it doesn't matter, because as I said, when they die, they spawn in yet another one, and they will hunt you down over and over again, trying to jack you of your rightfully earned first place. Lucky for us respectable players, the Wookiee Warrior will also be getting a nerf, so it looks like this poker face of Battlefront 2 will have a slightly harder time getting crowned at the top of the leaderboard while stopping people from enjoying the game. Still, all he cares about is his precious first place, doesn't care about how he does it, and these people are so attention hungry that if given the opportunity, they would arrest all of the porgs because they believe they steal the spotlight away from them. Honestly, this dude's game style and mentality is more disgusting than when Luke milked Mickey Mouse in The Last Jedi. I mean, shoot, spoiler alert, whoops.
Number 1.
The Strafe Savage. Say hello to the variant of the licensed pilot who stayed in pilot school for his master's in strafing with a minor in savagery. The Strafe Savage wastes no time upon getting into the air to stomp the dreams of all the ant noobs running around in the wide open. As the match progresses, sometimes the ant noobs will think to stay where there is cover over their head. That will protect them, right? Wrong. Here comes the Strafe Savage, able to effortlessly paint the kill feed with his name as if the noobs are all standing in plain sight. I can say this with much experience that this player can be so annoying that I would rather have 3 AFKs on my team in Heroes vs Villains. Seriously, it's one thing for the Strafe Savage to kill you as you are advancing on the objective, still enraging granted, but its annoyance is amplified when this player spawn kills you on an open map such as Hoth. Honestly, this player might be more annoying than that "do you know the way" meme that's just exploding right now. This thing is spreading faster than fidgets. What is that noise? No, don't. Come on. Really? In Star Wars? Oh my, okay, back up! What do you want?
We have a question for you, my brother. Just one question.
If you ask me if I know the way... Okay, guys, I do not have time for this, okay? I need to finish... What? No, really? What are you... Okay, fine, what is the question?
How many battle points does it take to save the queen? We must save the queen.
Save the
The one in the white sheets. And the 2 bun-buns on her head. Only the queen knows the way.
You mean Leia? You can spawn in at 6,000 battle points in this map.
My brothers, Trypal has shown us the way. The quest to 6,000 battle points begins now. Onward, brothers. We must save the queen. Save the queen. For the queen.
Okay, you're fine. They're gone. Just keep looking straight.
Yo, Tripal, my dude. Have you unlocked Leia yet?
Are you serious? Marine.
Bro, don't I look like the main character from Wallace and Gromit? Hang on, dude. I need to change my battery.
Marine, wait.
I see the queen.
Oh no.
Follow the queen.
Aight, dude, I'm back.
Clap for the queen.
What the?
Clap for the queen, everyone. Clap for her.
Oh, heck no.
What the?
Bruh, I will see you in the lobby. Nope, I'm gone.
Commander, the queen is no more. Where is the queen, Commander? The queen is gone.
Yeah, that's enough of that. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for today. I hope you enjoyed part 2 of my 10 types of players in Star Wars Battlefront 2 original video. If you haven't seen part 1, the link is at the top of the description. Be sure to share this with all of your friends, give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below which type of player you are. Also, inform me if there's any players I miss, and if I get enough of them to where I think I can make a good part 3, then you best believe I'm gonna do just that. With that said guys, look forward to me going in detail on most of these players in separate videos. Huge thank you for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. This has been Trypal, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.